Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Toy Collector Review with me, Sergeant Geek. And once again, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of more of the Generation 1 Transformers. Once again guys, don't forget, when we hit 100 subscribers on this channel, I will be doing a giveaway. So don't forget, if you like what you see, you want to enter that contest, hit the like and subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and get yourself a chance to win yourself some prizes. But enough of that business. Let's get on to these Transformers. Alright guys, in the first one we're going to be looking at from the Decepticons, Insecticons, we got Shrapnel. Now Shrapnel, I believe, is a stag beetle in his bug mode. But as you can see here, this is the G1. He's in pretty good shape. I never really liked the Insecticons. They were like that crappy Transformer toy that I used to get when I was a kid. Really couldn't do much with them. They transform very easily. They're not my favorite Transformers, but since I got them in my collection now, I'm gonna put them on display. So let's take a quick look at him in his bug mode. Alright guys, and here he is transforming to bug mode. He is a stag beetle. Now there is an attachment for the front that's supposed to act like a balancer or legs. I don't have it. I'm searching eBay for that right now. But like I said, the Insecticons weren't my favorite Transformers when the cartoon was out. They were kind of annoying on the show, and the toys itself were kind of annoying. So we're going to get through this one and the next Insecticon pretty quick so we can move on to some pretty cool Transformers. Alright guys, and here we have Kickback. Now Kickback is probably one of the coolest ones out of the Insecticons if I had to choose. I like the way he is. His bug mode is pretty cool. The only thing I really didn't like about this one is the hands. You can see instead of hands, he has claws, but that's due to the transformation when he goes into bug mode. So let's go ahead and take a look at his bug mode. Alright guys, and here he is in bug mode. As you can see, he transforms into a grasshopper. Like I said, out of the Insecticons, he's the one I pretty much like. He's somewhat decent. Looks resembles a grasshopper in many aspects, and as you can see with his claws in the front, how his hands split to make those four legs in the front. Now I did forget to mention that Shrapnel is the leader of the Insecticons on the cartoon show, but I believe in the comic book series it is an Insecticon named Venom. Now I never read the comics, so I don't really know much about Venom, but these are the two Insecticons I have. I don't have Bombshell. I'm still searching out there for him to get a decent one off of eBay. As soon as I get him, I'll show him. I'll put him on the show for you guys. But now let's get into some other Transformers. Alright guys, in my opinion, this is one of the coolest Transformers that came out in the 80s, and this is Soundwave. Now you can see he's a little worse for wear. His previous owner named Alex Slim apparently marked him, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get those markings off without damaging him any further, and I'm in the process of restoring him to his full capacity. Now once again, the only thing he's missing is his projectiles for his gun and his shoulder mounted rocket launcher. Other than that, he's pretty much intact. He's really cool. He's one of my favorite ones. I had him as a kid. He's a really cool Transformer. So let's take a quick look at him in his transform mode. And as you can see, Soundwave transforms into a small cassette playing Walkman. Now I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys on YouTube don't even know what a cassette player Walkman is, and this is probably the closest you're ever gonna get to see one. These were real popular back in the 80s, and one of the cool things I used to like doing with mine when I first got Soundwave, I used to actually trick my friends into thinking it was a real Walkman, and they would sit there and try to put tapes in, the mini cassette tapes, and try to get him to play. And it was real funny to do, but he is really cool because inside the cassette player, as everybody knows, Soundwave has a bunch of cassette minions. So right now, let's take a look at a couple of his minions, because when he first came out, he actually came with a bird cassette named Buzzsaw. So let's take a look at him first. Alright guys, I know what you're thinking, and no, this is not him. This is Buzzsaw. He originally came with Soundwave when he first appeared in the toy shows back in the 80s. Now, I don't ever remember Buzzsaw ever showing up on the cartoon, and it was kind of weird when I actually got the Soundwave and I saw this gold colored buzzard in there. It was real weird because the one in the cartoon, as you know, is called Laserbeak, and he was actually red. So didn't know what to make of it, but this is one of the cool things about Soundwave. He comes with all these little cassettes that transform, and you can do all kinds of cool stuff with them. So let's just take a quick look at his transformation real fast. Alright guys, and as you can see here, he actually transforms into a little cassette that actually goes inside the chest of Soundwave. And like I said, once again, all these little figures that go along with Soundwave, I thought was pretty cool. The only thing I didn't think was cool was he was the only one that came with them, and the other ones you had to buy separately. But all in all, it was fun to play with these figures. Alright guys, and here we have another cassette. This is Ravage. Now, as you can see here, it was kind of difficult to get him to stand up. This is one of Soundwave's minions that is difficult to stand because you can't really spread the legs apart. You can only spread them forward or back due to his cassette transformation. But he's one of my least favorite minions, but he's still pretty cool because he actually turns into like a little puma and everything. But you can't, when you're playing with them, you can't really do much with them because, like I said, he won't be able to stand up on his own. Now, I'm not going to show you him in cassette mode because once you've seen one, you've seen them all. So we're going to go ahead and move into the next minion of Soundwave. Alright guys, and here's one of my favorite minions from Soundwave. This here is Rumble. Now, if anybody remember watching this cartoon back in the 80s, he made quite a few appearances on the show, and the toy is pretty good. I love the way it transforms into a little robot to a cassette. The only thing that I wish from back in the day was they gave you some sort of accessory so you can put those jackhammers on Rumble's hands like he did in the cartoon. But other than that, this is a great little minion. He's one of my favorite characters on the show and in the movie. So let's take a look at another minion of Soundwave's. Alright guys, and here we have another minion of Soundwave, which is Frenzy. Now, Frenzy has made a couple appearances on the show. He's another one, little cassette player that transforms into a tiny little robot, which I thought was pretty cool. And he's a different color from Rumble, so it's easy to distinguish them from the other cassette players. Now, let's take a look at another one of Soundwave's little loyal minions.
We interrupt this transmission by order of Megatron. If you want to partake in the giveaway, you must subscribe to this channel. Once we reach 100 subscribers, the contest will begin. All hail Megatron.
Whoa, that was a little weird. Got a little glitch here while recording this video. I hope it didn't mess up. We'll just have to wait and see once it finishes running through the editing. But anyway, this here is Laserbeak. Now, Laserbeak, I believe, is Soundwave and Megatron's favorite little minion. He always gets his job done, and he's very loyal to Soundwave. And as you can see, he's a little bit different than Buzzsaw because Buzzsaw is kind of like an orangish color, and Laserbeak is red. Now, when I first got Soundwave, I thought Buzzsaw was Laserbeak until I saw the card backs in the store and I saw that they were different. But like I said, this is another little cool one right here. He's one of my favorite little minions. So let's check out a few more Transformers right now. Alright guys, here we have the leader of the Stunticons. This is Roadmaster. Now the Stunticons were the Decepticons' way of dealing with the Autobots being kings of the road, so they created the Stunticons. Now this one is pretty cool because he's supposed to be like the adversary to Optimus Prime, being a tractor trailer, but in toy form he is actually a lot smaller, which is a kind of a downfall. I wish they would have kind of made him the same size as Optimus Prime. It would have been really cool. But he is still pretty cool tractor trailer. Only thing is you can't swivel at the tractor trailer joint. But other than that, it's a cool figure. And let's take a look at some of the other Stunticons. Alright guys, here he is in truck mode. He's a lot smaller than Optimus Prime, which is odd because in the cartoon they depicted him as the same size truck as Optimus, and when they had the races and stuff like that in the cartoon, it's kind of hard to reenact those with your toys when Roadmaster is pretty much full-length size of just Optimus Prime's cab. So it kind of blows that part, but the cool thing is he does combine with the other Stunticons to make Menacer. So let's take a look at a couple of more Stunticons here. And here we have Dragstrip. Now Dragstrip is an unusual one because he does transform into a Formula 1 racer, but as you can tell by the shoulders, he actually has a double front axle, which I've never seen on a car before, but the Transformers, they actually make it work and it looks pretty cool on him. So you can see he's one of the combiners in the Stunticons. So let's go ahead and put him in car mode so we can take a look at him. Here he is in car mode, and as you can see he transforms into a Formula 1 with a double front axle. Now I don't know about you, but back in the day I thought it was pretty cool, and even today I still think that's a pretty cool look for Dragstrip. And like almost every combiner out there, they're very simple to transform. The only combiner that I know of that seems to be a little bit more difficult in transforming everyone, or has the complex transformations when it comes to combiners, is Devastator. And I believe that's because he was the first one, because everyone after that, the transformations from robot to car to combiner became very, very simple. But once again, this here is Dragstrip, really cool. Now let's take a look at another Stunticon. Alright guys, next Stunticon we have here is Breakdown. Now once again, as you can see, very simple transformation to the robot. Not very much to them due to the fact that he is a combiner. But if you notice, all the Stunticons are supercars, except for Roadmaster, which is supposedly a very large semi. Not in toy form, but on the cartoon he is. And let's get this one into his car mode right now so you can see. Alright, and as you can see here, he transforms into a cool little Lamborghini. Now oddly enough, these Stunticons, when they're in car mode, they're just a little bit bigger than a Hot Wheels car. I would say Hot Wheels is 64. I would put them maybe around 32 or between 32 and 64 scale. But once again, they're pretty cool. Now all the Stunticons come with a gun that attaches to the rear when they're in car mode, and unfortunately I don't have them because I brought these secondhand. So once again, I'm on eBay searching for the missing parts so I can complete the set. So let's take a look at the last Stunticon that I have in my collection. Let's take a look at him right now. Here we have Dead End. Now once again, Stunticon, very simple to transform. As you can see, his decals are a little off, so I'm gonna have to order some decals and reapply them. But for Stunticon, very simple transformation, very cool little car. So let's take a look at him in his car mode. Alright, and here he is in car mode. Now Dead End to me looks like a Porsche. I don't know what type of Porsche it's called, but he looks like a Porsche. Once again, these are cool little cars. They're just a little bit bigger than a Hot Wheels. And for my display, once I get the last Stunticon, which is Wild Rider, I'm going to be ordering from China one of those second-hand Transformers, the all plastic cheap ones, kind of like my Superion, to put in display with the G1 Stunticons. And once I get that done, I'll give you guys another video so you can check it out. But that pretty much wraps up this video right here. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this video right here. Once again, don't forget, when we hit 100 subscribers on this channel, I'm going to be doing another giveaway. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And to help me get this video out to other viewers, leave me a comment at the bottom. You're not sure what kind of comment? Tell me what your favorite Transformer is from any of the genres, and leave the comment so we can spread this video out. Once again, this is Sergeant Geek, and I'm signing off.